Okay.
All right, so welcome everybody to another Blab with me, Katrina Sawa, the Jumpstart Your Biz coach. And normally I'm doing the Love and Money live Blabs, all about love and money. And this is love and money stuff too, because when you are speaking in your business, you can make a lot of money doing what you love. And so hence the love and money. So, but today I really wanted to talk about speaking in the last 4 weeks or so in my email newsletters and my blog. And even my video tips, I've been doing a lot of sharing about speaking and what to do to become a speaker or to craft your talk or to make money in the back of the room or to set up a table display or to grab lead in speaking events or to work the room as an attendee when you're speaker too, and what to do on your website. And there's so much more to share, and which is why I'm putting together a live event, or I put together a live event in April this year. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that later, but it's called Speaker Success Bootcamp. And if you go to livebigevents.com, livebigevents.com, you can read more about that, plus some other events this year. So I brought on some fun speakers, myself and fans and friends and followers. And I've also invited quite a few people to this Blab. So we'll see who shows up. And I might put you on the hot seat too. So, so I know to my right or left or whichever up here on top with me, I've got my friend Charr Crail, and she is an amazing photographer and artist when it comes to specifically doing stuff with your photos. So tell a little bit about what you do, Charr.
Well, I love taking pictures, whether it's with a professional camera or my cell phone, and I use Photoshop and other programs and different software, including apps on my mobile phone, and I turn them into art. Professionally, I'm a photographer anyway. I'm a photographer, and I do a lot of portrait work. But my passion is for turning my images into artwork.
Oh my God, and you should see some of her art. You got to go to her website and put your website in the thing, but say it out loud too.
Oh, it's charrcrail.com. CharrCrail.com. And I'll type it into the chat.
I know it's hard to type and talk at the same time. So I'm typing while you're talking, and you talk while I'm typing.
There we go. Yeah, check it out.
You guys are going to have to check out her site because she has some amazing classes. She teaches you virtually how to do stuff with your cell phone. And she just gave me an app the other day that I have not looked at because I'm not that techie, even though it's
the easiest thing in the world.
I know. But if I have to learn one more thing, I swear to God. Anyways. So, and below me here on the screen here today is my friend Kay Smith, all the way from Texas, and she is going to be joining us as a speaker at the next event as well. Kay, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kay. My company is Energy Dressing, and so what I like to tell people about is I'm more an energy dressing coach. I'm actually trying to capture your authentic image, and so that is what draws people to you. It helps attract people to you. So what I want to do for the speakers is really capture the essence of who you are when you're on stage. We're going to have some live mini makeovers, and I'm going to be teaching you some easy tips just to enhance your look, whether it's using accessories, we'll do a touch-up with makeup. I'm going to try to hit up on it as much as I can. I may hit a little bit on here. We'll talk about colors. So everything that's going to make you stand out as a speaker and really grab the attention of the audience.
That's awesome. And I know sometimes it's the last thing we think about as a speaker. Not me, of course. Never. No, but I'm just kidding.
Never.
Totally kidding there too. But it's the last thing we think about. Oh, I got to get booked. What am I speaking about? What am I going to prepare my talk, my PowerPoint? And then the last thing, the 10 minutes before you have to leave the house, you're like, oh crap, what am I going to wear? And what do I look like? And, so it shouldn't be the last thing you guys think about when it comes to speaking. And even, oh my God, the reason I'm bringing Kay into my events is shush, but when I go to live events, some people are in sweats and tennis shoes. Oh. I'm sorry. Like, you should not go to an event representing your company in sweats and tennis shoes unless it's a Reebok convention or a workout fitness trainer convention. Like, don't do that. It doesn't, no offense to some people who might be doing it, but please, like, if you have to, trust me, I have to wear sensible shoes these days because I got issues with my feet and all this stuff at 45, whatever. So I have to find flats and, really comfortable shoes. So I'm challenged with getting to look really hot these days at events, but I would never still go in spiky heels. You don't have to do that. You just have to dress professionally. My God, sometimes people don't. I've seen people not even wash their hair and they just put it up and like this and like, and it's, oh my God, I know. And you're going to a business event and you're expecting to get leads. I'm sorry. I don't want to do business with you. You can't even, anyways, I could go on and on for hours.
First impressions, it's just like they say, a first impression is a lasting impression. It is going to be a lasting impression. It will affect their business.
You have to do it whether you're an attendee, whether you're coming on a Blab. Honestly, you should put some makeup on, if you're a woman, maybe some guys too, but you should be video ready is what I call it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I go nowhere without my lipstick.
Right?
If I don't carry anything, if I carry nothing but my phone, my lipstick, and my car keys.
And they all three match to your hair.
Indeed. That's true.
All right. So I know we have some of the people popping in. And Alicia, if you are in the mood to be on, please call in. But you don't have to be if you're not in a good place. But I am open to having other guests come in. I want to just give some tips today on some speaking tips. So, Charr, you do different speaking gigs than I do. I know you speak in front of classrooms and you educate people in college classes for one, plus you've spoken in other ways as well. So give us some of your best tips from maybe preparing to be a speaker, like to preparing to get on stage, and maybe how you think about figuring out your content. So content and then mentally prepare as well. Like what are some ways that you do that?
Well, I try to make sure that what I'm speaking about does pertain to that group specifically. Sometimes it might be a group whose specialty is portraiture. It could be a group, I'm talking about more technical things like specifically, how to do Photoshop or how to do other programs like that. So I will tailor the images that I show because I always create a slide presentation to music. So there's something very lively that they can watch. They have a visual idea of what I'm going to be talking about and who I am as an artist and photographer. And then I find that it's really easy to get people very curious about me by looking at my photographs because I like people asking me questions, and I am fantastic on the spot. You can just you want to ask me a question about how did I do that? I fly. That's the easiest way for me. I'm not one of those people who's scripted at all, but I find that they will ask me questions. The last time I did this just a few weeks ago, they couldn't hardly get me off the stage. I wanted to get off the stage. I knew I was going over time, but people kept asking questions. And we were literally, I think, 2 hours in, and I was still going strong because I can do that.
Was that on the Blab, you say?
It was not on a Blab. No, it was actually in person. It was a professional group that had asked me to come and do a speaking presentation. So I prepared a slideshow to music that was geared towards portraiture, which is what they wanted me to talk about. And a lot of people were just interested in all the technical stuff that I do. And we speak the same language, luckily. They're pretty experienced people. So it was fun. But that's how I prepare. And speaking about clothing and image, I always try to I try to be myself, and I try to wear comfortable shoes. And I really try to wear lively clothes that suit my personality, but clothes that I don't have to think about. I want to forget about that. I want to be able to stay comfortably in my head without worrying about whether I'm physically comfortable or not. That's a real priority for me.
That's huge. If you're uncomfortable, I remember my very first 4-day event where I put it on myself, my own event. And the coaches that I had at the time and the event planner and everybody was trying to coach me on what to do, what to say. And then I was following another coach on what she normally does on stage as far as what to wear. And so there's this trendy little outfit, right? And these super high fun heels and stuff. And so I got 3 pairs of super high fun heels for the 3 days that I was going to be on stage. And oh my God, thank God I had a chair on stage because I could not stand for longer than 30 minutes on any event. And so I had to sit the whole time with crossed my, don't you love my shoes? And I was pointing down to my shoes and yes, but I can't stand on them. So really, I've never worn them since. It's ridiculous. Anyways. Thank you, Charr. That was some good, helpful information. It's okay. I know you speak in similar situations. You do workshops, but you also speak in front of groups and you have your own events too, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. And so tell us a little bit about how you prepare mentally and in your preparation of your materials. Because I think there's people out there that are going to watch either live or a recording who are scared to actually get started. So, and then we'll get into more advanced tips in a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, it's like Charr, you know, I start with, okay, so who's my audience? What's their interest? Because I've spoken for college classrooms. I've spoken for personal stylists, or maybe I'm speaking for networking events where it's mixed. So yeah, I've always got to know who's my audience. Once I know what they're really interested in, then I'm gearing my talk more toward that. But my brand is energy dressing. So I'm always highlighting my brand as far as I want them to know. I teach about the 4 energies, and so I want them to know how to relate that into what they're wearing. And we'll usually discuss, it's more like if you were doing a profiling system. And so usually as I'm going through it, people will start to really get interested because you're thinking, okay, well, I think I could be that. Well, I think I'm that. Well, maybe I'm all 4 of them. And so it gets really fun. But once they know that, then we start playing with some of the looks. Now, most of the time, sometimes I do speak specifically. I've been brought into a company where they just want me to talk about professional dress. So I will gear it toward that, but then I always want to bring in a little bit about making it uniquely them, because you don't have to do, you know, I compare it to when you're in that professional world, I compare it to something like, okay, we don't want to all look like Stepford wives. We are individuals. And so then I'll do a few little mini makeovers so I can show them how you can uniquely still be professional looking. And I do emphasize, as you say, the comfortable shoes in the workplace, and just it's things that are just more appropriate as far as you don't want to be a distraction. You want it to be not like you're going to go dressed out to a nightclub, and things like that. Also with the makeup, so the makeup is more of a natural look, and it's not going overboard like you would if you're going out for the evening. And so we'll talk about things like that. I think a lot of that is pretty common sense. So my passion is more about helping the people get more into their authenticity. And so I'll always highlight that.
No, that's so important. And if you're not authentic in your talks, forget about it, because people will see right through what you're saying, and it won't work. But yeah. I know Alicia was trying to call in. Sorry, it's not working. Boo.
Yeah, too bad.
We're sorry to miss Alicia.
Not too bad.
What? I know. I forget where you are, sweetie. Anyways, Alicia White is a fabulous graphic designer and a speaker and an author, and she's a brand strategist, and she lives in Texas also, and she's going to be one of the speakers at my event, Speaker Success Bootcamp, in the first weekend in April, and she's going to come and help people do their speaker sheets. So this event is not about just me talking to you. In fact, I'm probably not going to talk to you, people that come very much of the event. We're going to be doing stuff. I'm going to have little stations around the room on both days. We're going to be working on crafting your talk here. We're going to be doing your PowerPoints over here. We're going to be doing, where's my sheet? Because there's so many things.
I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to this event.
Oh, we're going to be crafting your video scripts, and we're even going to be giving every single attendee. I've already talked with my videographer. Every single attendee is going to walk away with a 5-minute video spiel on stage with an audience that you can put on your website immediately. In fact, we'll even probably have time to put it on your website while we're there. So you're going to walk away with getting video on your website, getting video on YouTube. You can get your headshots done by Charr if you want.
That's me.
He's going to be offering headshots at the event or afterwards in her studio if you want. So there's going to be options for that. We're going to be practicing your talks. You're going to get immediate feedback from the group. We're going to be talking, and we're going to be working on your website. So if you don't have a speaker page on your website, you're going to have one by the time the event is done. I'm so excited because people don't get this stuff done, and so I just created this event so people could get stuff done. And then we're going to get your speaker sheets done. Alicia's going to be there to work on the what you need on it, as well as how to get it done and dirty in like a Word document. And then, of course, you can always use her templates or have her, graphically design you one. But there's other templates too. And honestly, you just need the content to be able to give it to people. One of the biggest mistakes I see, in fact, I'll share this, and I wanted to share this today because one of the biggest mistakes I see speakers or beginning speakers not doing or not being prepared to do is you don't have the stuff to give to the promoter to promote you. So I look for speakers all the time. Like I bring in speakers to my events. I bring in speakers to these labs. I bring in speakers to my monthly meetups in Sacramento. I bring speakers on my monthly teleclass for my Love and Money Club. And I can't bring you on if you don't have your talk title, your description, your 3 to 5 bullet points of what you're going to talk about or what they're going to learn from your talk, your bio, and your headshot. If you don't have those 5 things, the 5 basics is what I call it. And I just did a blog post about this on my blog. But if you don't have those 5 things, then we can't book you because we can't market you. We can't put you on the website. We can't put you out in an email. We don't know how to promote you. So you have to have those 5 things minimum done and ready to go. Now you can keep adding to your speaker topics or you can keep changing your bio, but you can't wait until it's perfect to send it over or I'm not going to book you. So, and I know a lot of promoters who book speakers who say the same thing. It's like, no, and nowadays they want video. So they want you to have a video that they can see because they've been burned. They brought on speakers to their live events and then they've sucked big time, right? You've all seen a speaker where they're like, wah, 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 and you go like this. You're like this in the talk, right? So bored and so tired. Like, can't even pay attention because they're like, wah, 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 wah. And then maybe they go over time or whatever, like, blah. You can't be like that. You have to learn how to have different inflection in your voice and different tones and things like that and be more exciting and entertaining. And, I don't sit around my house going, bah, like this, but I do when I'm on video or on stage because you have to. Otherwise you'd be wah, 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 wah. Like, So, I don't know. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
And, I speak really fast. I mean, really fast. And when I get going, and I know that I need to be aware of how I'm delivering, right? And that make sure that people can actually hear. And they need to leave a little white space, if you will, or a little pause now and then in what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you just got to leave a little space so something lands in a particular way.
I agree. I think when I first started out, I was just like you. I would the more nervous I am or the more excited I am, the faster I talk. So I learned to pause, take a breath. And then also one of the things I'll do is I will look at, because it's very easy, you see who looks like a friendly, thing. Very easy to just key in on who looks friendly. So what I've taught myself to do is just look at each section of the room, pause, look again at the other section, pause, and so then I'll just, as I continue to do that while I'm talking, it helps to just slow me down so people can still process what I'm saying, because if I keep talking nonstop, then I think it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. No, I do try to pause, although you can tell already that I don't pause very often. But every once in a while I have to take a drink of water, like right now. So, but it's perfect timing because our friend Alicia just joined and figure out the internet. Why is the internet so bad where you are? You're at home, right?
Oh, no, we lost our internet connection due to the developers starting to build their land. So we're because we're in the county and a whole bunch of different things. I won't bore everybody. We're going to be without internet and landline phone for 60 days.
60 days?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're going to have to drive to Starbucks or something because what the hell are you going to do?
Well, tomorrow, fortunately, I have a wonderful assistant, Dee. Dee is also a friend of mine, and I'm going to set up my office at her home temporarily. Rick's going to set up his office at a friend's home temporarily, and we're going to work, 4 hours a day at the offsite. So it's going to be inconvenient, but we're going to get it done.
You're going to take the pets with you? The cat.
No, oh, I don't know what Bailey May and
What are you gonna do with the cat?
I don't know what we're gonna come home and they're gonna be like, oh, they're so codependent.
Oh my God. Well, that is horrible, but I'm sure you'll figure out a way around it. You have to. So why don't you tell us a little bit more? I introduced you a little bit earlier, but share something else that we don't know, and or what you do to prepare for speaking gigs, because I know you're a speaker.
Thank you. I did hear you introduce everyone, and thank you for including me in that. So as a graphic designer and a speaker for speakersheets.com and backoftheroomproductions.com, what I do is I make sure that whatever I have to offer fits that audience that I'll be speaking to. Even if I get an opportunity to do a soft sell from the stage, or it can be a hard sell, but usually I'm not a hard seller. I'm one of the people who will share information, and when it resonates with the person who needs what I have to offer, then that's my best opportunity to help those speakers and business owners. But so what I do is I make sure that my offer for that event is tailored to that audience, so that if I'm speaking with business owners, I'll most likely have an offer for branding, business image branding. And if my audience are people who want to speak, coaches, trainers, consultants who want to speak, then I will gear my offer towards something a speaker tool like speaker sheets, or a large retractable banner that you put at the back of the room, so that you can highlight your expertise and get some marketing presence going.
She does an awesome job. Yes.
Thank you.
And I don't have my little roadmap here. I would show it. Why am I echoing? Oh. Okay. All right. So I just invited, let's see, Laurel to join. If anybody's in the chat room and wants to join us, there's an open seat. You just have to call in and be brave, because we might ask you some fun questions. I don't know. Oh, look at somebody's coming. Hold on. Oh, I don't know this person. So we shall see. What? Hey there. Great speech company. Who are you? Hi.
Hey guys. Hi. I'm Collar, calling in from London.
Oh, wow.
I was just listening in, really, and some of the stuff you guys were saying was great. So when you send the invitation, I thought, all right, fine, I'll jump on. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, first I have to invite you. Your name is Great Speech Co.
Well, my name is Collar, but my work's kind of Great Speech stuff.
Yeah, your Twitter handle. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, Collarel is your name. Collarel?
Yeah, Collar for short. Yeah.
Yay, we're international. Okay, so do you have some great tips to give? Are you a speaker? What do you do with speaking?
Well, I'm a barrister, so that's I guess an attorney from kind of the States.
Yeah.
But I also do public speaking training. I do speak a lot because I get kind of asked to do it, but I'm more about kind of helping people do it, and coaching and training and speech writing.
Very cool.
So that's kind of my thing.
So you do that there in London or virtually?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. In London, I'm creating an online workshop to help people with elevator pitches as well, actually, but mainly in London.
Very cool. Well, we'll have to connect offline and go further, but that's awesome. Do you have one tip you would totally give to new speakers, let's say, that, just to encourage them to get out there and do it? Because this is like the number one marketing strategy, is what I tell them, to make money when you can connect to a group faster and, in person. So number one tip of yours?
Yeah, no. Number one tip, I mean, practice is obviously an obvious one, but what I suggest to people is practice, rehearse, and then record your audio, and then listen to your audio back when you're on the tube. The tube is underground, or I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
But so listen to the audio back to yourself. A lot of people record on camera, which is great.
Yeah.
But actually, if you listen to the audio, you can do it without feeling self-conscious when on the tube, and you can kind of hear yourself, especially if you're trying to remember or practice a speech that you're going to deliver later, and you want to be more familiar with it. So that's kind of my quick tip. There's lots of them, but quick tip for.
I love that because most people, especially my clients, don't want to watch themselves back. And when they watch themselves back, it freezes them into doing nothing more. So audio only, that's a good tip. So very cool. Anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, there you go.
No. Okay, great.
Well, I do actually on that. So I have clients that come to me with a really thick accent, maybe from New York or from Germany or someplace like that. And they're very concerned, especially if they've transplanted here to Dallas, where we talk with a Southern, Southern accent. But they're very concerned about their accent. They're very fearful of speaking. And I like to tell them to let go of that fear, because that's what makes them unique. That's what makes them memorable. And there's no reason to change your accent just because it's different.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I had a client who, he was German, so kind of had a heavy accent. So I was just doing a bit of work with him, and then as soon as he stood up to practice speaking, he started trying to put on this like posh English accent. And I said, "Mate, what are you doing, man?" So I'm speaking. It's like, just speak yourself. And literally, he had to be convinced that the way he should speak was actually what was most natural to him. He was convinced that having, I guess, watched a lot of TV or seen other people do it, because he was in London, that he had to kind of put on some sort of accent. But I agree with you, Alicia. It's be yourself. Sounds far better than anything else.
Good suggestion. Well, thanks for joining us. I want to leave the seat open for anybody else who might want to join us, but I really appreciate it. Thanks for having the guts to come on with.
No. Thanks for having me on. See you guys. Bye. Bye.
All right. So I wanted to share a couple of a big tip I have, and this is something I'm going to be doing a lot at the event, is creating your introduction. Sometimes people can dive into their talk, or when you finally realize what you're going to talk about, okay, people plan their content out so well. They know the 3 tips they're going to share, and they know the stories they're going to tell. They might know everything they're going to say. They might even practice it like crazy. But a lot of times they leave off the intro and the close, or they speed through the intro and speed through the close. And those are really where you're going to connect with the audience and close the audience. So that's where the connection and the cash comes from. It's the content in the middle. It's got to be still good, but if you don't catch them in the beginning with your introduction, then you're not going to keep them and captivate them during your content. So there's 2 people calling in. I have to pick. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to say Barb first because I think she was on the line first, and then Laurel will have you come on after her. Okay. Barb, you look like a big red egg. I got to get her picture on it. I think honestly, this is her first time on Blab. We'll see. We'll welcome her, the copyright coach. I love it. Copyright coach. She's with managecopyright.com. And this is, this video stuff is newer to her. So hopefully she'll get on here. Come on, Barb. Come on. Call in. It seems like it's slower than ever to get people on. So we'll keep talking. So your intro, there's 4 components of the intro. Hold on, Barb. There's 4 components of the intro, and you want to position yourself. You want to position your audience. You want to position your offer, and you want to position your topic. Okay, you can do that in all different, you can switch the order up, but yourself, your audience, your topic, and your offer. And those are the 4 things that you really want to position in the beginning. And some of them can just take 1 sentence of you, and then some of them might need a little bit more explanation. And depending on how long your whole talk is, will depend on how long your intro will be. But if you have like a 30-minute talk, you can do a 5 to 7 minute intro. Okay. If you have an hour talk, then you can do a 10 or maybe 12, 15-minute intro. So it depends. But the intro is where you connect. If you don't connect with that audience, you're going to lose them. They're going to be on their phones and sending tweets and Facebook posts or doing stuff or on their computer, or they're drowsing off like I was doing a minute ago, and they're not going to connect. And if they don't connect, they're not going to buy or take action for what you want them to do at the end. So that's just a little quick tip that I have. We go into depth on what to do in those different positioning strategies in the beginning of the intro at the event, also in all my coaching, and I just don't have time for them today. But so Barb, welcome. It's your first day on Blab. No, it's not. You've been on before, haven't you?
With someone else, yeah.
Someone else. Okay, good. Well, welcome. You're like gray shaded, isn't she? She's like gray.
Yeah, well, yes. It's getting dark here in the east.
Yeah, it's 6:30 and the East Coast. You're in, so it's already dark there, and it's probably cold and blistery, like you always say it is, right?
It's getting better.
Okay, good. It's like 80 degrees here or something today.
Yeah, it's not that good yet.
Yeah. It's crazy warm here this week. So, but unfortunately, I have a packed week in the house, and so I'm stuck in this house. So, Barb, introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do, and then how it relates to speaking as well.
Well, hi, I'm Barb Ingrassia, and as Katrina mentioned, I'm a copyright coach. I help people navigate through copyright law in the digital age. I help them comply with the law, to use materials safely and legally, and also to protect the materials that they create. So copyright, trademark, patent are all parts of intellectual property.
Okay, and so what are some of the biggest things that people don't realize about copyright? Because I know I've gotten sued actually for thousands of dollars for using pictures on my website that were copyrighted when I didn't know better way back when. So
that's exactly one of the biggest hazards. With the internet, people think, oh, it's out there in the internet, it's out there in the air, and it's okay to use. Well, things on the internet are copyright protected, just as they would have been in print or on video or audio. So that's one of the biggest dangers. Saying, oh, I love this picture, I'm going to take it and use it on my things. And there are ways to find things to be used legally and inexpensively and even for free. And so that's one of the things I help people with. The biggest one probably is the C in a circle. People think if they don't see the C in the circle that it must be free of copyright and okay to use. And since 1989, it hasn't been required to have a C in a circle, although I certainly recommend that to my clients. And it isn't necessary to register with the U.S. Copyright Office, although I recommend that, and it's quite easy online and inexpensive. So the minute something has been captured in a tangible, fixed medium, it is copyright protected. And we tend to think of copyright as something for rich authors or musicians, when in fact we all are consumers and creators of copyright materials every day.
Awesome. So I know Char asked you a question over there, so when we get a break you can answer her about something. But I wanted to ask you quickly, how do you prepare for a speaking gig? I know you've spoken at a few different places before, and tell us how you prepare mentally and prepare your information and content. That's kind of the question I was asking everybody today.
I think after a while, you sort of have a package of things that you can pick from. So I often use PowerPoint, and that's an important area to think about for copyright. Once you go visual like that. So I try to certainly gear things to the particular audience. prepare my materials so that they'll be relevant to them and will speak to their needs, help them to develop some best practices, some of the things that I've talked about, the C in the circle, looking for images. Those are all things that I would try to gear to their subject area.
Very cool. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to share you with the world, Barb. And we want to bring on Laurel next. So are you good? Is there any one last thing you have, a tip or question or anything else that someone needs to know about copyright or speaking?
When someone is speaking, they do need to think about what they are performing. So one of the rights of a copyright holder is the right of public display and public performance. And so you can't just decide to read something or perform something that belongs to someone else. We think of that usually in terms of music, but it could be an oral reading as well. So those are things to think about. The attribution, giving credit, isn't getting permission. And so that's one of the areas that's confusing for people too.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it, Barb. And I put your website in the thing, and so they can click on it. Everybody give her some props. I know I always forget to give props. You guys know what the little hands are on the bottom, right? That's for props. You're supposed to click them, and I don't know. I guess we get prop standing in Blab somehow. But all right, cool. Well, let's welcome Laurel. Barb, you can hang out or you can exit. It's up to you, but don't forget to answer Char's question over there on the chat room. So Laurel, welcome all the way from Canada. Woohoo!
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. We just had somebody on from London, so this is truly an international.
I know, I saw that. Yeah, it's International Day. That's good.
I love it. There's only, a dozen people or so, but it's great. It's funny how people just come in and out of Blab sometimes.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun format. I like it. It's so, I don't know, casual.
It's casual yet and interactive. I know. So were you around when Kay introduced herself? Do you remember? Did you hear what she did?
No. Are you Kay Energy Dressing? Is that you, Kay?
Oh, yes, Kay Energy Dressing. Yes.
Awesome. I'm assuming that you might have a little feng shui thing going on in there too.
Yes, some people will equate it with that because so if you understand feng shui, you know how it's about energies.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like energy for your house and improving the energy in the home. So yeah, what I do would be improving the energy of what you're putting on your body. So yeah, very good.
I love it. Well, because I actually do feng shui, but I consider feng shui to use it anywhere, including, I don't particularly do clothing, but I believe that you can incorporate it into anything. So
that's true. Because I tell people, hey, your clothes have energy as well. So yeah, we're on the same wavelength.
I love it. I'll check out your website.
Kay's one of the speakers at the event in April. She's going to be talking about your image and how to present yourself and helping people get ready for their videos. Because I don't know if you heard, but I'm giving away a free video for every attendee, a free 5-minute video clip for your website.
Ooh, yeah, that's exciting. Well, I think that's so great, Kay, because so many people don't consider what they're wearing and what they look like and the image that they're putting out there. And it's really.
Yeah, it's kind of the last thing. Sometimes when I start a talk, I'll ask them, I'll start asking them, okay, how many of you taken a workshop, for speaking? How many of you taken a workshop for growing your business? Okay, how many of you taken a workshop for how to dress when you're speaking? Nobody raises their hand.
No.
So, yeah, it is.
But half of them need it. Like nobody raises their hand, but half of them need it.
Yeah, everybody could use that 100%. So that's good. So what I do is similar. It's like we're learning all these things, but I teach people how to create the environments in their home or their office that supports all these changes that they want to make with their life, including it could be their closet. Let's set the closet up that holds all that new wardrobe that you're going to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep that new energy fresh. Yeah, I agree. We'll talk at the event.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait. That's exciting, Katrina. I can't wait for the event, and everybody's getting a video. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute thought. I got to go put it on the website, or not thought, but I just arranged for it. And because this event is all about getting stuff done. And like I said, so many people don't have their speaker description done, their bullet points, their bios, their headshots. They don't have stuff on their website that say they're a speaker. Hello, there's no speaker page on your website. So we're going to fix that. We're going to make sure you have the description there. We're going to have a download of your speaker sheet. You're going to have a little video clip, at least with something, right? Of course you need more, but, if you're not prepared, you're not going to get as booked. And I've been booking myself as like crazy. And so can everybody else if you're just prepared. So,
well, I certainly haven't been prepared. I've been hiding in a corner. So I'm coming out. I'm coming out to Sacramento to come out of my shell and
well,
go forward.
In all fairness, you do travel around and you do get out. Okay. So
I do get out, not as a speaker though. So
no, I know, but you live in this area. I guess it's a rural area that's 2 hours to any bigger city in Canada, right? So
well, no, the closest city in Canada is 4.5 hours. The closest big city for me is Spokane, Washington, which is 3 hours away. And then Vancouver is 8 hours. So I'm kind of, in a little bit.
So there's a lot more virtual speaking. So this can be for virtual speaking too, because if you are in a rural area, I have quite a few clients, a handful that are in some rural area, who rope cows every day on their farm. And I've got clients, I mean, I'm telling you. And so you've got to figure out how to get speaking gigs like this. Blab this is why I like Blab, is because you could speak every day if you want to. My friend Tanya, who couldn't be here, who's coming to the event as well. She's with the Public Speakers Association, but she has a Blab TV show. She calls it Tanya Hoffman's Fabulous TV Show. And she's just goofy. She calls everything fabulous, whatever. But she's so fun, and she does it every day. She has a different guest or two or whatever. And you could do this. Anybody could do this every day as long as you have internet coverage, Alicia. But,
Poor Alicia getting kicked out. Well, I have done a few blabs for that reason. I've done a few things to ease myself into being more confident as a speaker. So Blab was one of them. And then starting my meetup as per your suggestion was awesome, because that, of course my first meetup had one guest. And so, but it's grown and I've gotten more comfortable speaking, and then doing little workshops and just getting more comfortable speaking. Yeah. And those have been the things that have given me more confidence. But now I'm going to come and get a little more pro at your event.
It works. It really works. I mean, once you get past the initial getting your stuff done that's prepared, I'm talking order forms, your table display in the back of the room where you have your books on display, or your products or your signs or your whatever you're going to bring. I mean, so many times I go to a trade show or a conference or even just a small event where there's a speaker has a display in the back of the room, and they have nothing on their table. They don't even have, I mean, you could print out things from your online stuff if you want to, and make a mock-up book or a mock report or a mock print something, but have something, to show. Take a computer and have people opt into your website right there on the spot. There's so many ideas to do in the back of the room. I know Alicia's specialty is back of the room as far as creating an ambiance and products and stuff. I'm all about the strategy. Okay, how do we get people on the list in the back of the room? How do we get them to buy something? Like having an easy yes offer. So that's one of the things I love to teach at most of my other events. We're going to be talking about offers here at this event too. But your easy yes offer is the one that says, oh my God, I have to get that. Like today, like, oh my God, that's such a hell of a deal. Here's my credit card. And they hand you their credit card today. I mean, that's what we want. And then you can build that initial relationship into the next product or the next service or whatever from there. But if you don't initially get people enrolled somehow, either on your list or with an easy yes offer of like 50 or $100 or maybe 200 max, that's easy yes, right? Somewhere between $20 and $195 is the easy yes answer, usually for most events.
So we're going to work on that together.
We are. Oh yeah, you're going to have different options for your easy yes depending on the situation, because like a lot of you had said about how you prepare for events, you got to prepare depending on the audience. Yeah. So I have different offers and different specials and different order forms and different signage even for different audiences. So depending on what I'm talking about and depending on whether the audience is a bought-in audience, meaning they've paid to be there a significant amount of money, versus a free audience or a very low price, like somewhere between $0 and $25 or $35. is basically a free event, right?
Okay.
And they're not that invested to be there. And a lot of people will no show at those kinds of events because it's such an insignificant amount of money that if they don't see enough value to show up and attend, then they might no show. So that's a different audience mindset than if someone paid $200 or $300 or $300 to be in an event or more, especially if it's more than one day or more than a couple hours. Those people are more invested of an audience, and they'll usually be able to buy something a little bit more pricey. So what you sell and when to whom is so critical. And I've made mistakes in this area big time. So I don't know.
From, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right. Especially when you make 0 sales, you learn really fast about the mistakes you made and the offers you made. I did one, in fact, in January this year. The promoter really wanted me to sell something for $397, which I did. It was a great package. It's worth a couple $1,000. I put a really good package together, but it was not an effective offer for the audience because only maybe a couple dozen of them knew me. And so without knowing me and only having 30 minutes to talk, I should have sold something for $97 to get more people to try me out and to get experience with me to go to the next step. But so I sold nothing. Instead of trying to sell something for $97, she was looking to make money in the back of the room, because usually you take a commission split when you're speaking on someone else's stage. A lot of times it's a commission split scenario where they take 50% of whatever you sell on their stage if you're selling something. And so she was looking to make money, and I was going along with her, frankly. I should have thought of it, my Easy Yes offer. I didn't even do my Easy Yes offer, and I totally 100% believe in it. And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized that mistake. And so it's not her fault. She's a great person, and she has great events, but it just wasn't the right offer for that audience, for me, for a 30-minute talk. So you could really blow your opportunities. And if that's one of the big speaking gigs you were, hoping on to fill your event or fill your whatever, and nothing happens, right? It feels horrible. So I'm sure a lot of you have been there.
Not me yet, but
oh, good.
I'll get my turn.
No, don't do it. No, you won't do that though, because you'll know exactly what to sell.
I've learned. I have an advantage.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what, let's see, Laurel. So we were asking people like how they prepare for a speaking gig. And so you do more blabs and stuff too. And why don't you share something on how you prepare to share content on a blab like this? Because a lot of this is new for people.
Well, what I do is I generally find someone to blab with, and who has a similar maybe book or mindset or concept of how they do business to me. And so, for example, I might just read their book and to prepare, and then just have a conversation with them about the book and how what they do relates to what I do and how we can help people. So looking at just interviewing people is a good way to do it, because it takes the pressure off. If I'm just getting on there by myself, it was pretty stressful for getting started on blabs. And then the other thing that I do is my feng shui vision board workshops.
Cool.
And that's really cool. And that's just, again, starting with small groups of people and just going in there and practicing my little spiel about who I am, where I came from, how I learned about the Bagua map, and how I apply it to everything, including vision board. And so just practicing that. And the one thing that I've really learned is I know that it's good to have a whole format for your talk, and I'm going to learn more about that. But what has really come to the forefront for me is that I just speak from my heart so much, and not so much out of particular guidelines. And that's really made it a lot easier for me.
That's
to be more congruent with just the message that I want to get across and take that pressure off.
The more and more the way that I prepare for events, it used to be that I'd have to really memorize my 3 points or whatever it was, that the content I was going to share. But then I too would flub up the intro and I'd flub up the close. Okay. So I've been there, and that's why I'm saying this with you guys, because I used to focus so much on just content. I didn't do a lot of intro. I didn't do a lot of close. I didn't tell my story at all, usually. And I got to the close when I only had a minute left or something. And I'd say, well, if you want more, I've got this thing and it's this price. And if you want to just come and see me or whatever, right? Or here's the forms, come and see me. And that's not enough of a close. You know, you have to describe what it is that you're doing. Like you're talking to kindergartners, pretty much. You have to really say, okay, this is what you get and blah, blah, blah. So
that's the part I need to work on. I'm working on the close part. I'm doing pretty well on the intro and where I came from, and I really enjoy that part a lot. And explaining what I do, it's the close. I think I gotta add some close experience and practice. You'll help me.
Well, the easiest close, until you get really more experienced at closing and selling, the easiest close is just, you know, enter the drawing for a free thing, a free service, and then everybody has to enter and you have to describe the service, right? So you're not really closing, you're just describing what they're going to get for free, okay? Yeah. Or it's like, if you like what you hear, come to a free call with me. And let's talk about it. We'll do a free 30-minute call with anybody who's interested in learning more about this or going to the next level with it. And you can treat that technically as a sales conversation, but you can still give them some value. So that's a very easy close as well. And so I used to do those kinds of closes a lot because it was just so much easier than trying to sell something, until I really took some training on how to sell from the stage more. And so, you know, don't rush the sales from the stage, because if you're more comfortable having a one-on-one conversation with somebody and enrolling them in one of your programs or something, then you just get them to that conversation, you know. Okay.
So don't put too much pressure on myself for that, but
no.
Get the people to come and get that one-on-one call.
Yeah, really, especially because I think you, especially with your personality, and a lot of you probably can convert, we call it converting, right? Converting prospects into clients easier on a one-on-one or a conversation. Now, don't do that in person because you'll waste a lot of time all day going around chicken dinners and meeting people for person, but, you know,
right.
on the phone.
Yeah, right. All that networking.
Kay, do you have anything to share on that as far as your offers or your intro or
I like what you said about making the the free offer. And I too, that was usually where my mistake was. I'd focus so much on my content, then I'd get to the end. And then even the way I would talk, you could hear the switch in my voice because I wasn't comfortable with it. I wasn't comfortable with making my offer. So what I do now is I just continue, you know, I feel like I'm more of a teacher. So I continue teaching now during my offer, you know, just a little bit, still give them a few tips while I'm making my offer. So it helps me to stay, I keep that continuity with my entire talk.
Kind of like you're teaching them how to accept your offer?
It's like I'll still be talking about some tips while I talk about, whatever my special offer is. Let's just say I'm talking about accessories or something, and, I'll just include something. Oh, okay. Hey, here's something to make sure that you, never do this. If you're going to buy something, always make sure you love it first. I'll just keep talking to them during my offer.
Right.
So,
and you can totally do that if you're giving away XYZ, or, say I'm including an event or something like that, then as a bonus to one of my offers, okay, then I would say, at my next event, we're going to be talking about how to create your easy yes offer. And that's a tip. This is something you've got to have in your arsenal. You got to be able to have a $50. So yeah, that's a teaching point. See, but I'm explaining what's going to happen at the event. So just like she said, a tip I'm going to share with you, you're going to get X dollars worth of accessories to go with some of these outfits I'm going to help you create. Right. And then a tip about that is make sure you don't wear these really long necklaces with this kind of a collar or whatever, right?
Yeah, and I think also just as you have always stressed, Katrina, okay, what's your bonus? You know, so you make your offer, and then what's your bonus with that? Because maybe they want to buy the offer because they like the bonus.
Right.
Because the bonus is going to be free.
Bonus. Well, that's easy. Yes, is like you throw extra bonuses in to make it like, oh, it was worth it for just the thing. But now you've added these 3 bonuses. Well, that's a no-brainer. So yeah.
Right.
Very cool. All right, so I want to make sure we announce the event again because I swear to God, this time goes really fast. But the event is at livebigevents.com/Speaker Success Bootcamp, or you can just go straight to livebigevents.com and it has a link right there to the Speaker Success Bootcamp. It's April 2nd and 3rd. I'd love to invite you all to come, or anybody who's listening. We have some great speakers. Kay's a speaker at this event. So is Alicia, is going to be a trainer. Tanya Hoffman with the Public Speakers Association. We've got Dan Fowler with the Imagination Institute doing videos that you're all going to get a free 5-minute video just for signing up. It's not on the website yet, just because it just happened today. So I haven't gotten there yet. But we're going to get stuff done. It's more of a workshop where we're going to break you up into little groups, and we're going to do your speaker sheets. We're going to do your craft your talks. We're going to make you practice. We're going to get you on stage. We're going to actually run a contest to see who gets the most stuff done during the weekend. And there's going to be prizes for the winners. So it's going to be fun because you're going to want to get focused, get the stuff done. You're going to want to go away Saturday night and go, nope, I got to finish this up because I want some more points. You're going to be on time because you're going to get points for being on time. There's going to be this huge like leaderboard of contests. It's going to be really fun. And we're going to get you into that speaker status so that when somebody says, so somebody knows that you're a speaker and they actually ask you to speak instead of you trying to scrounge around and find speaking gigs. So I'm excited. It's the first time I'm doing this particular 2-day event, although I've been teaching this stuff for 14 years. But join us at livebigevents.com. Any last words, ladies?
I'm super excited. Yay. Thank you so much for putting this event on and for the Blab today. And thanks for having me on your call.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Make sure the website's in the bottom too, in the side.
I put my website there.
Okay, good. And Kay, what were you going to say?
I'm very excited too, and I'm so glad that you asked me to speak at this. So I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, yeah. Hey, I'll be having a birthday that day.
Oh, which day?
Oh, wow.
What a way to celebrate my birthday. Actually, I love learning. So most people would think you're going to be on a workshop on your birthday. But Katrina has so many tips that, hey, I'm loving it. I'm going to enjoy myself.
Well, it's my birthday too, but mine's on the 6th. So I conveniently, Right. And actually one of my clients is also on the 2nd, and her boyfriend's whisking her away that weekend. She can't come, and he better be proposing. I don't know, like hopefully that, because that's the only reason I'm letting her miss this event is because he's hopefully proposing. So if she doesn't come back with a ring on it, we're going to have trouble. So once again, I'm Katrina Sawa with the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com, loving to help entrepreneurs all over the world help you put more love in your life and money in your business. And speaking is the number one strategy to do that. So hopefully this has been helpful. Love to see you at the event, or get on my email newsletter for all my video tips, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.